I didn't argue when my grandson mocked me at his rally. I just showed everyone the receipt. That line has lived rent-free in my head ever since the night my own flesh and blood tried to humiliate me in front of 300 people. My name's Harold, 71 years old, and I've lived my whole life by what folks used to call old-fashioned values. Pay your debts, respect your elders, and don't bite the hand that feeds you. I didn't think those rules went out of style until my grandson, Tyler, decided I was living in the past. Tyler had always been the golden boy. Smart kid, smooth talker, captain of the debate team. When he went off to college, he got wrapped up in politics. Loud, fiery speeches about the new generation taking over. I was proud, even if I didn't agree with everything he said. I wanted him to succeed. So when he announced he was running for local office at 25, I did what grandpas do. I helped him out, quietly. I wrote a check big enough to cover his campaign, lunch, and signed it over to his committee without telling a soul. That's how I was raised. You help family without expecting applause. When Tyler invited me to his first big rally downtown, I thought it was his way of saying thank you. I ironed my best shirt, polished my old boots, and drove my pickup there with my heart pounding like it hadn't in years. The crowd was younger, college kids waving signs, loud music thumping, food trucks lining the parking lot. I stuck out like a sore thumb. Still, I smiled when I saw him on stage, shaking hands, soaking in the applause. My grandson, the man of the hour. Then he started talking. Folks, this campaign is about leaving behind the outdated ideas that held us back. The old way of doing things, you know, people stuck in the past, clinging to their dusty traditions. The crowd laughed, comma. He looked right at me, and sometimes, he said, grinning, you've got to love your grandpa, but not become him. People turned toward me. Cameras swung my way. Someone snickered, there's the old guy. I felt my stomach drop. The applause roared while I just sat there, gripping my cane. I wanted to leave, but pride pinned me to that folding chair. I stayed until the end, clapping with everyone else, even when my hands were trembling. When the rally wrapped, I tried to find Tyler backstage. His assistant told me, sorry, Mr. Whitman. Tyler's busy doing interviews. She wouldn't even look me in the eye. That's when I realized I wasn't his proud grandpa anymore. I was his political prop, the punchline that made him look modern. I drove home in silence that night, replaying his words, outdated, relic, old-fashioned. Each one felt like a knife. But when I got home and opened my desk drawer to put away my cufflinks, I saw the folder, the one with the campaign's letterhead, my canceled check, the official donation receipt, the one that made his entire kickoff possible. My name printed right next to founding donor. That was when the anger cooled into something sharper. I didn't yell. I didn't call. I just picked up the phone and made one quiet call to my friend Marla, the treasurer for the campaign. She'd handled all the finances. Marla, I said, I need a favor. Send me the public donor report, please. Every cent that came through that first month. She hesitated but sent it. And there it was, in black and white. My $25,000 donation made up over half his launch funding. Without it, there would have been no stage, no signs, no sound system. Nothing. I sat there looking at that paper and thought, if my values are so outdated, maybe my money should be too. A week later, Tyler's second rally rolled around. This time it was being held at the same civic center. Bigger crowd, TV crews, local news. I showed up early, dressed in my usual flannel and vest, and found a seat right near the front. Tyler spotted me and smirked. "Glad you could make it, Grandpa," he said into the mic. "We're talking about the future today. You might learn something." The crowd chuckled again. I smiled back. "I'm sure I will, son." When he finished his speech and thanked the grassroots supporters who made it all possible, I raised my hand. "Tyler," I called out, loud enough for the mic to pick me up, "could you tell everyone who paid for that sound system you're shouting into?" He froze. "Grandpa, this isn't the time." "Oh, I think it is," I said, walking slowly up to the stage. "Because you see, while you were talking about leaving the past behind, this old man here was paying the bills." I pulled out the folder, the same one with the stamped, dated receipt and the official report. The projector screen behind him was still live from the presentation, so I held the paper right under the camera. The image popped up for everyone to see. Harold Whitman, founding donor, $25,000, it read. Gasps rippled through the crowd. The local reporter up front started snapping photos. Tyler's face went pale. "Grandpa, I didn't mean." "Didn't mean to what?" I asked quietly. "Mock the very man who believed in you before anyone else did? The man whose so-called old-fashioned money bought your microphone, your banners, and your fancy suit?" The room was silent. Even the music guy forgot to fade in the outro track. I turned to the audience. "You all came here to hear about progress. I came here to remind my grandson that progress without respect is just arrogance with a new coat of paint." The applause started slow, 1 or 2 claps, then grew until half the room was on their feet. Tyler tried to speak, but the chants drowned him out. "Respect your elders," someone shouted. Others joined in. He stepped back, stammering, eyes darting toward the cameras. I handed the paper to the nearest reporter and walked off stage. I didn't look back. That night, every local station ran the story. Candidate mocked elderly donor. Turns out it was his grandfather. His campaign donations dried up within a week. Sponsors pulled out. Marla told me quietly, "He's stepping down." Tyler showed up at my porch 2 weeks later, hat in hand. "Grandpa, I'm sorry," he said, voice shaking. "I didn't mean to hurt you. I just wanted to seem new." I sighed. "Son, respect doesn't go out of style. You can be new without forgetting who built the road for you." He nodded, tears in his eyes. Now, every time someone calls me old-fashioned, I just smile. Because being old-fashioned means knowing when to keep a receipt, and when the time is right, letting everyone see it.